Yo, yo. The final yo before NFL football this Thursday. Thought I'd break out the jersey for the inaugural kickoff week for the 25 season. How you doing, Jeremy? I have to assume great. Football is back, baby.
It can't get much better than this, and it's the first time we get to do this show actually watching some sort of football,
True,
meaningful football.
true.
Preseason, we're not talking about, but we actually get to talk about things, and I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely. We've got a special guest coming probably around 10 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, we crank through two plus whenever Will has to pee hours on the Dynasty Daddy Tuesday Night Trade Show. So we'll be around for sure when RayGQue, Destination Devy, fame, hops on to answer some
And Yahoo,
Dynasty.
he's on Yahoo now as well.
Yeah, Yahoo just this year, right? Yeah, heck yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hit the intro and let's get into it. What is up, birds, builds,
Build.
the Charlie Daddy League? How we feeling about the squad? What is up, Kyle? Fellow Charlie's Angels. Okay, I kind of like that. I kind of like the Charlie's Angels. But man, it is a Thursday, first week. Cowboys, Eagles. We have to be careful. I want to prep us a little bit for when Ray hops on to find the perfect balance between mentioning the Micah Parsons trade and not surfacing it too much, especially as somebody wearing a Hutchinson jersey. I thought back and really tried to put myself in the mindset of waking up to a Brad Holmes has traded Aiden Hutchinson for 2 first-round picks and some defensive tackle. I would be more than fuming. So heartfelt apologies to any Cowboys fans out there. That is brutal.
I mean, not to belittle what you just said, but I mean, Micah Parsons might even be valued higher, considering he's not coming off of a gruesome injury and such. But yeah, I mean, I think that's a tough situation. I mean, it's tough for you. I mean, both of y'all are losers. You can bond over that because not only are you like, oh, the Cowboys got weaker, but now you have to play Micah Parsons twice.
And Packers
twice a
are
year.
favorites. I don't know if people are surprised or know about that. Yeah, Packers going to be good, but yeah, favorites against the Lions week 1. That'll be an interesting game. That will be reminiscent of last season is what I'm going to say. I'm going to break out the broom, get the sweep ready. But yeah, how are you feeling?
You're feeling confident.
Is it feel weird to be like setting up your lineup in all your leagues? Like it actually makes sense for you to be checking and like ordering your players. I feel like most throughout the season we try not to worry or to focus too much on that.
Yeah, no, I'm like, now I have to go through my lineups and be like, wait a minute. I was saying I don't need a flex spot right now, but now I do. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting here being like, okay, Jaden Reed with an injury, Hollywood Brown. I'm like, how gross do you get with these ones? Or do I go out and just panic, buy something right away? And I mean, I will say too, this is a very, very much a me problem. But it's a scary time of year because I'm coming in. I have to dust off a bunch of my old data scripts to be like, oh, can I update the projections? Can I update these things?
Ah.
Like all the underlying data is now changing, and I need to make sure everything's still working. So it's also just chaotic from all of a sudden all these new things are being used that haven't been used in a while.
Yeah, I can't relate to that aspect. Got to dust off the old video editor, but no, man, I just it is bringing me so much happiness and joy to see all the messages in the chat of people who I know feel similarly and like get reminded throughout the day, like, oh, football Thursday, and you get a little dopamine hit. You don't even have to be on TikTok or anything for that, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. All right, we do have a trade question here. Ray Rue, 26 late first and a third, or 27 late first. Are you paying the third to get the 1 year advantage? I am probably not. I am probably just taking whatever pick. If it was like a fourth, I could see myself being talked into, like, I'll pay a fourth in the shallow league to just give myself an extra year for a class. I'm not too worried about 26 versus 27, just full class wise, but I'm probably just taking the third side.
Yeah, and I mean, I think too, it kind of depends. Like when you say late, are you being like, oh, this is worst case? Like, is it going to be 8 out of 12? Then maybe or it's like 6 out of 12. But 2027, late picks are basically the same as 2026 late picks. Yeah. As I've said before, not every pick is Jeremiah Smith or Arch Manning, which obviously is not as coveted anymore, or at least word on the street is.
I'm gonna say you gotta wait. You gotta wait for Ray to be talking about the Arch Manning conversation. Shout out to Ray. I was watching a lot of his. I love watching Destination. I'm not just trying to gas up the guest before he's on the show. I did that for Paul when we had Pure Potential on the last stream. Did some gassing up. But no, I definitely Ray is my go-to for the college prospect stuff, and heard him talking about Arch and kind of the expectations going into the season of everyone, like the second coming of Peyton Manning versus a young quarterback with good tools, but obviously needs a lot to work on to be put into that first overall conversation that a lot of people have put him into.
Yeah, and I mean I imagine we'll touch on it as well when Ray hops on, but I think that is something that we got a hint of when they would run those like designed Arch Manning packages with Ewers when he was still there. And you're like, okay, like if Arch Manning is really this good and you're rolling out Quinn Ewers, who's like, all right, like, why don't you just put the better quarterback in if you're this close to winning? And now we see, he's a little rougher around the edges. And, and I don't know. I didn't know his background. I started reading up more about, his recruiting process, because even Ewers was like very highly recruited. Like I remember back in the day watching the Pat McAfee show and they were hyping him up, and I was like, oh, if he's on Pat McAfee, then he's broken into mainstream football media as a high schooler. So, I mean, both of them were highly rated, and there's still time, but I do feel like it kind of eases the nerves of, like, I don't think Arch Manning is going to declare for 2026. Unless if, like, it just really was nerves. And then he's like, oh, I'm over it now. I was playing a borderline NFL defense.
Yeah.
Downs just breathing down my neck the entire time. And now I can actually play, against cupcake teams, and I look amazing. So it could totally change, but I imagine it's something of he's going to be back in college and develop. And most quarterbacks need to have some time to develop. Not everyone just walks out and is amazing.
Man, I want to click through all these beautiful, excited, happy 2025 fantasy football season friends. Thanks for all the help this summer. I appreciate you. Thank you all for watching the trade show stream. It was an awesome kickoff summer for the Dynasty Daddy trade show and upcoming YouTube channel. And while I mentioned the YouTube channel and remind myself,
flawless transition.
Make sure you guys check out the newest video, 6 players to watch 2025 Dynasty Football. Jeremy breaking down the 6 players that you think are the most volatile, interesting, how he's kind of handling the situation. Definitely check that out. Not right now, stay for the stream, and then you can come back and check it out. But definitely check that out. Good afternoon, fellas. It's football time. I'm not going to click on any of these Go Pack Go messages. We can get past that.
I was about to say, you keep saying the chat is great, and I see a lot of Go Pack Go in there, and that's probably a little hard.
I'm excited for the excitement, but keep your Packer fandom to yourself. Okay, guys, you guys can go to like a Packer YouTube channel or something to break that down. Does both being random change anything about the 26, 27 first picks? I will say the one interesting aspect of that is when you are claiming, I think like 1 year out, I can fully understand the like I'm confident this is late. Like you look at a team, expectations for the next season, you're familiar with where players are going in underdog, expectations for the year, projections. But I think the 2 years out, like a lot can change, man. Like Mike Evans could retire next season, and that contender for this year looks a little bit worse. Travis Kelce obviously is another one of those names that you could see retire after this year. So a lot of these like contending teams and situation changes, right? Like Stafford retires, but like Devante stays a Ram. Like how are we feeling about that for the 2026-7 season? So I think I do think it's an interesting conversation in that aspect, but obviously that is a positive for the side that's getting the third, right? So like that breakdown doesn't really change much about that individual trade, but yeah. So oh man, I accidentally, you ever just I'm clicking through the things, I accidentally click Favre in the Super Bowl at 27 years old. We got Love is 27. Come on, guys. First you gotta,
I will say I think the Packers are, I mean, even before the Micah trade, kind of underrated. Love banged up all year. that defense wasn't incredible. They still finished 11-6 in the hardest division in football. I think realistically, though, it's going to be more of the Vikings probably regressing.
Yeah.
Because 14-3 with Sam Darnold is like, I mean, that's literally like winning the lottery.
Dude, if
like,
JJ...
I've never seen that happen before.
If JJ can run this Kevin O'Connell offense, that is... NFC North is going to easily be the best division. In my
I still think it probably will be.
Thank you.
I think it probably will be. And if Detroit can avoid a lot of the injury luck or unluck that they ran into and not have their entire defense get injured, I think they'll be able to kind of not peak in the middle of the season, but be able to actually show up in the second round.
Not get boat raced by the Commanders. We've got a how we feeling about Johnson this year in Pittsburgh with the Warren signing and Gainwell ahead of him on the depth chart currently. This is, so to me, the Gainwell stuff, like, I feel very confident. One, that the Steelers like Jaylen Warren, obviously re-sign, extended for, was it 2 years? I'm not really buying the, like, Kenny Gainwell is going to have a significant role for the majority of the season, but, like, we see rookies get slow rolled regardless, even if, towards the end of the year, we end up being excited about the role. But I don't know. Have you had any changed opinions on Caleb Johnson? I mean, to me, he was kind of in that, like, end of that running back tier, like next to Harvey, obviously before the Judkins situation stuff. But I'm not like trying to move him for early seconds or anything at this point. Like, I'm fine holding and kind of seeing how the year plays out for him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Warren will have a decent role, especially with the signing. Gainwell, like you said, to me, he's just like a P. Ryan. Like, it's like he does enough well to stay on the field, but he's not.
He's an NFL running
enough
back
to take away. Yeah, like he's not going to take away significant usage in the passing game or the rushing game to be a concern.
And kind of the Gainwell stuff to me is more of taking away from Jaylen Warren. Like, if he does have a role, then I think a lot of the early down grinder, goal line stuff that we'd see from Caleb.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing I will say is if you look at every single rookie running back, they're at the bottom of their depth chart. So I'm not really like.
Yeah, we got
I'm not
Harvey.
Be like, oh no, like. I mean, you got Jeremy Nichols, RB2 in Washington apparently. So,
yeah, we didn't mention that.
If you want to see that content, you just go. I just see the sleeper NFL Twitter handle. Every tweet for the past like 4 hours has just been like, here's a rookie at the bottom of the depth chart, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's how.
Achan was a healthy scratch his rookie year, week 1. So I just want everyone to remember that. And it's a hard transition too, and like coaches, even like that running backs that have high draft capital, like it is a lot for a rookie to be brought into a system, especially I assume with Aaron Rodgers, maybe not the easiest quarterback as a rookie to be brought into work alongside. Man, I keep going to click to messages and I see cheese emojis.
I know. I didn't realize we're Packers.
I might just go full screen.
Are you posting it in the Packers subreddit or something?
Right. Lions. I am wearing a Lions jersey, so maybe I brought it on myself a little bit. Ooh, AJ Lee. Appreciate you watching the video. Like you all should. Watch a video this morning and actually have a trade offer to acquire MHJ for Samson, Shipley, a first and a second. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. I think like first, second, and like interesting pieces. I think I'm willing to move for Marv. That is like you talked about in the video. Spoilers. That is like not the like CD JJ like behind that tier prices that people were paying for Marv heading into his rookie year. Like this is very much a bet on if this guy can jump a tier. Can he move up ahead of JSN and Ladd and everybody? Like that's a price I'm willing to pay for that for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I think both Samson and Shipley are guys that you're like, okay, like I mean, especially Shipley buried behind Barkley's. Like, okay, what's actual fantasy production look like? And then Samson could have some production. There's Ford, obviously. There's the Judkins situation, so I don't mind moving like a random 26 first in a future second and being like, let me just actually bet on Marvin Harrison. And I know I've talked trash about Marvin Harrison before, so I don't want to say I've always been I'm the biggest fan, but I have done trades like this of like, oh, I can get a high dart throw, because if Marvin Harrison Jr. does come out, look like JSN or something, then all of a sudden he's going to be pumped up as a top 10 dynasty wide receiver.
Yeah. And that's what you do. I mean, without knowing the format too. I mean, maybe if this is like a super deep league and like running back scoring is really juice with like PPC stuff, like I could see myself doing that. But yeah, I think in most leagues this is more than fair for Marv. All right, I see redraft for me. Wilson, let me know if you got a question. I'm in redraft brain, or did I miss something?
I think that might have been the Curtis message, because we were talking about Caleb Johnson.
Okay.
So I think it was like, oh, maybe for Caleb Johnson, we for redraft we pump him down a little bit.
Yeah, I like that. What is up, Arjun? Pollard and I assume this is Brian Thomas Jr. for Tet and Coker. Thoughts? Full PPR 16 team. Okay, so pretty deep league. I am probably I think I'm taking the Pollard BTJ side pretty easily.
I think it's Brian Robinson Jr.
Oh, yeah. Then BRJ. Dang, Brian Robinson.
Or Brain Robinson.
Brain Robinson.
So Brain Robinson.
I'm trying to think about
definitely. If that's the case, I feel like I go with the Tet upside here.
Yeah. The Coker can't type. No, you're fine. My brain isn't able to like process how ridiculous trades are when I am like guessing the player names. But yeah, I think like the Coker IR stint is very sad, especially for somebody that has the underdog Coker bags that I do packed. But it's okay. No, I think Coker at least was set up in a position to matter in a full PPR 16 team league. Like it sounds like he was, going to be playing in the slot. They get rid of Renfro, get rid of Thielen. Obviously it's a little murkier with the IR stint, bringing Renfro back. But yeah, I think even outside of that, I mean, the Pollard, Brian Robinson side in 2 years could be, you're not even playing either of these guys, right? So, worst case scenario, Pollard smashes for the next 3 seasons, and you still have a, first round pick, Tetairoa, McMillan, who I like.
And I mean, I think too, like, if you look at it from a 16 team, he's probably so like a Coker and a Brian Robinson Jr. matter, but we don't know if Brian Robinson Jr. is going to be starting week 8, week 9, week 10. It's really kind of dependent on Christian McCaffrey, or if they change the rush share of that backfield, which from what we saw, even with Achilles tendonitis and what was going on last year, McCaffrey was out there, it was like 90-something%. It was basically, hey, McCaffrey's out there, we're just going to run him into the ground. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's like, I'm trading Pollard production for Tet production, and then I just got to wait 4 or 5 weeks for Coker to come back. That's not that concerning. One thing that was interesting is I didn't realize how many people are trading Pollard right now.
Oh, is he?
Did you know Pollard is the 4th most traded player in the Dynasty Daddy trade database?
My
over 1,700 trades.
My new season resolution is when my brain clicks to like, let's go to Dynasty Daddy and take a look at these. I want to do it every time. Okay, let's hit the trade database. Let's talk Pollard, because I'm a big Pollard guy. I talked about having big Coker bags on Underdog. I have real big pre-Spears IR Pollard bags. Not just trying to flex on you guys, just trying to fully communicate here. But no, that is really interesting. I mean, I expected, whoa, where'd everybody go?
Well, some of them you get, right? Like some of them I'm like, okay, well, like, Bill Krosky Merritt, Rashid Rice, Breece Hall, Pickens, players like that. Like I understand that. But then it's funny that it's all these players that have kind of ambiguous situations or new situations, like Pickens or Bill, and then it's just Tony Pollard's up there. Yeah. I'll give you a little treat too. Ooh. You may notice there's an extra filter option, because now you can filter on best ball or not.
Ooh. Let's go false. Yeah. Oh, I like the max asset count too. Or was that always a part of it? Or is this a new filter too?
Yeah, that was always a part of it.
All right, I'm not gonna lie. I was a big scoring, like I'm a scoring format changer. But okay, I like this one. I'm a Bucky guy, but shallow, 8 team start 8, Bucky and Mooney, who I like Mooney as well. But as far as like assets that I am excited to start in a start 8, London and Pollard I'll take over Bucky and Mooney. Dart for Diggs and Pollard is interesting. Kind of that competing for.
It is a 12 team.
12 team start 10.
I think this is a great deal if you're like, I imagine the team that got Diggs and Pollard is more of like a contending team. And then the team that got Dart was probably more of a rebuilding team. And saying, well, I don't need these old guys. And you don't need a quarterback that might not start for 8 weeks.
Yeah. But man, right here, 10 teams start 10 through 2/3 for Pollard today is crazy to me. 2/3 for Pollard with no Spears run out like as a contender. That's nuts. What's your straight up Pollard price right now? Do you think would you pay more than a second for Tony Pollard on a team with like pretty normal running back scoring, but you like need a running back? Would you pay a second plus a whatever player, like a second plus Shipley or something?
Oh yeah, I mean I probably would if I'm sitting there and I'm like, if he wouldn't be the first one I go to, I'd probably try to hit like the James Connors or someone, that have just more efficient numbers that can hit those higher levels. But it's like, do I want to pay for, Bill Krosky Merritt, or do I want to get the cheap deal of a late second for Pollard or 2/3 plus Shipley for Pollard or something like that? I probably feel like I can get Pollard much more. And it's kind of like the DeAndre Swift bet as well. Both of them are highly traded players, but like both of them are just kind of in that range where it's like, hey, I need a guy that I know will be the RB1 week 1 and not, but I don't have to like stress out about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's some here like Justin Jefferson for Puka and Pollard. Like there's some interesting tier down trades here. Like this JMO for Pollard and a first and Coker in a 12 team start 9. Like those, I like those tear down moves where you're getting a first and a player that you can plug into your lineup. I mean, it's pretty shallow, so it matters a little bit less.
Like Deebo in a second for Pollard.
Yeah, Deebo in a second.
There's a lot of those types of deals.
This is kind of sneaky though. I actually kind of like, I kind of like the Deebo in a second side on this one.
I kind of do too, especially if you look at like a full PPR start 10. Like if you're sitting there and you have to start 3 wide receivers, Deebo's kind of a cheap option. They can probably plug in and get decent production.
I'm going to say it, Philly Mike, if you want to catch me on these, I'm going to need a different username because my brain sees Philly Mike OG, and I remember not the exact false report because
it was close.
I put those out of my brain, but Jacoby Myers as a Baltimore Raven, that would be gross. I would not like that.
That would be awful. They already got like way too many like Zay Flowers, like Hopkins.
Yeah, just re-signed Bateman.
Bateman. They hype up Bateman.
What's your this?
I want someone to believe in me like Harbaugh believes in Bateman. Like that's,
oh man,
like Bateman just goes out there and does like an all right job, and every time they're like, this guy's real special.
Guys, he's
going to take over the league.
I wanna laugh at this with Jeremy and make fun of Bateman believers, but I would be making fun of myself. Definitely had a team that was.
I'm not big. I love the confidence.
I love Bateman. I'll see him he'll take like his like 10-yard in or like his 7-yard slant to the house, and I'm like, man, imagine if he just did that once every other game, like I thought he would. Ooh, it was deadly.
The Michael Thomas.
It was deadly drafting. I guess I can go off of this one. It was deadly drafting beside Jeremy in the Alpha League because he took the value follower every time right before me. It felt like he sniped me every turn. Were you feeling that, Jeremy? When you were soaking up the full time on the clock every I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know. I felt so bad. I was like, I would check and I'd be like, okay, I did all my drafts. And then I would put my phone down for like 30 minutes and come back and it'd be like, what, dude, you're on the clock in like all these leagues. I'm like, oh,
dude, being in three startups at the same time is brutal, especially when I assume you are even more busy than me with like random things like with the site and your full-time job that not always available to click in to make the picks. But hey,
I'm pulling up.
Got them all done.
I would love to hear an example. Like what was the tough one for you?
All right, I can pull it up.
Like which was the one where you're like, because I pulled it up on my screen and I was looking through. And this was I think this might have been my favorite team that I drafted outside of maybe the Devonta Smith pick. That was
Yeah.
the one where I was like, if I really wanted to, I probably should trade that.
I know this is
Honestly,
this is
I just didn't. It's just a straight line. I didn't do a trade.
yeah. I mean, you got AJ Brown, Higgins. I like Jacobs at the end of the 5th.
I just don't like the
Smith at 6-2. I think this Terry pick, and this I think was like right around when he got the contract extension. Not that I think anyone should have been worried about it, but like I could see him easily going in this 6th-round range, like next to DK and Flowers and Pickens.
That's the one I really wanted because I wanted to stack him with Daniels as well.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. I thought you were gonna say Pickens. You really wanted him.
Oh no, I would have in a vacuum. I would have taken Hill just because I mean Hill was a 1st-round pick last year, so people forget. But for me, I was like, I'll just do the stack. Like I have so many different teams now. I'm like, I don't need like 100% Tyreek Hill because he falls to the 7th round.
Yeah, how you feeling about
but
this?
Yeah, I feel pretty decent about this draft.
Yeah, you got. I mean, it's a pretty
Brown,
solid
Terry,
competing
and
starting
Andrews.
lineup. You'll probably plug in what Tracy or. Okay,
Yeah, I can kind of just play the hot hand at running back, and then when Mixon comes back, if he does, then
this was my weird one, guys. But I think I landed the plane. I started Bowers, McBride. Got Herbert, Kenneth Walker, Montgomery, Pickens, J-Mo. I mean, the wide receiver room is lacking just because the first receiver I took was at the 6-12. But I actually kind of like this range for Dynasty, like that 6th through 8th. I really like hitting the 2nd, 3rd, 4th range of getting your Nicos and Pukas and Londons, and like even hitting some of these rookies like McMillan and everything. But had to settle for kind of the grosser wide receiver room with Pickens, J-Mo, Judy, Pittman. Got Mooney down there. I am Manor. Banger pick. Got the slot demon. Come on. All right. Jaylen Wright looks less sexy at the 19-3, but we got Ollie Gordon at the 13-7, so it's all good. Yeah. All right. We can stop breaking down Will startup. We did that now so that we don't do it when Ray is on the stream, because that would be less entertaining.
We get distracted easily here.
We do. Yo, what is up, Tyler? I'm rebuilding right now and have 2 first-round picks in 26 and 27. How should I balance trading versus keeping them? Yeah, the rebuilding, it's tough. I think there's a trap sometimes people can fall in when they feel like they have a rebuilding roster and they have all these young dynasty assets and a bunch of future picks, and they're like, well, I need to keep stacking this rebuilding stuff, and then I can push all these in and compete. But to me, I think you want to find the balance between having a lineup that can compete and be within, ideally you're in the top 3 and can kind of be pushing for the bye. But if you feel confident in the team to be able to make the playoffs, that's all you need. All you need is a ticket to the dance in Dynasty to be able to win. So to me, it is finding the balance between having a good enough competing roster for a year while still having the kind of flexibility. And that's like the beautiful thing about, 1-year punts or coming out of a 1.5 year, 2-year rebuild is you can take the assets that you have accumulated and turn it into enough competing assets where you're not draining all of your first round picks and flexibility for the future. So it's kind of a tough question without having like a specific roster to take a look at. But yeah, if you want to post, your like a quick breakdown of your roster, and we can let you know like a move or two we would look to do along the lines of like, yeah, go and try to buy Aaron Jones for a 3rd, 2nd swap or something like that.
Yeah, and I think too a big thing is to also understand how many starters, like how deep is your league? Is it a 10-team start 8? Is it a 12-team start 9? Is it a 14-team start 10? Is it a 12-team start 12? Right? Like if you're doing a 12-team start 12, I would say you probably do want to actually just hold on to all those picks and pick them all, because it's so hard to actually just have any dude with a pulse in your starting lineup. People are starting, wide receiver 3s in that type of league. But if it's a, 12-team start 9, then I'd be more open to saying, oh, maybe I do take one of these picks that's probably a mid to late first, attach it to another player and try to build some centerpieces out. Because when you're trying to flip a team around, it's how quickly can you get those dynasty centerpieces, right? The players that you can then split for a first plus, right? How many of those guys can you get quickly is going to be the center of those rosters that you try to, float up from the bottom. Because you could go out and buy an Alvin Kamara and a Tony Pollard and all these old guys and maybe sneak in, but then you're going to hit the wall of crap, all these people aged out and I have no future picks. And that's the worst place to be. So if you are doing this hoarding all picks, which you got 4 picks in the next 2 years, that's incredible. Now it's about, okay, how do I get max value for this? And I do like to do, like, take the 226 picks and then 27, be a little bit more fluid with those. I have my young guys, and then if my team is doing better than I expect, then maybe I do take and trade one of those first round picks to tier up elsewhere and figure out what to do.
Yeah, and another thing I want to quickly call out before we move on to the next question is, like, when you are ready to push in some of those picks, there is some merit to having the flexibility, like, through the season. So when you build up a lineup that you feel like, okay, every week I've got a good chance of winning. Like, I'm in the top half of the league 100% for sure. Mm-hmm. I checked the Dynasty Daddy playoff projector. I feel confident along those lines in my starter rank. Having the flexibility of being able to move a first in season is awesome, because you're looking at the rebuilding teams that are, started off, they got quarterbacks that got injured and they're willing to move some of their contending pieces, and you can get good deals by having what the people want. This one I think should be pretty quick. Someone in my league wants Judy and they're offering RJ Harvey. Would you do that straight up? Feels fine given I need some RB depth. Yeah, it would be hard, and I like Judy, but it would be hard for me to find a format where I wouldn't take Harvey over Judy in Dynasty. I think they went like 3 or 4 rounds apart in all the startups.
Which one? Oh, Judy straight up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think too that if you're starting a Jerry Jeudy, like, you can get Jerry Jeudy like production in a lot of places, but locking in a young running back that guarantee you we're gonna hit week 3 and people are gonna be like, oh no, his usage. Like, give him some time. He's a rookie. They're gonna work things out in the offense. So don't panic. They did take him in the second round, so yeah, we can feel pretty confident that he's going to be part of the future, and that team's going to be good as well, which is something that you also want to plug in when you are investing players. You're like, do you want a wide receiver on the Browns who's going to have Kenny Pickett and, the ghost of Joe Flacco throwing to him? Or do you want to have one of the best defenses, with a quarterback that checks that ball down a ton, with a coach that has one of the highest passing to running back rates in NFL history? Would you like that running back that also has pass catching upside? Because that's why he was a converted wide receiver. Like, there's so much that could go right for him that if I can flip a Judy, I would totally do that.
Yeah, and I want to say this now too, because I can feel it. Like, seeing this message, I can feel what's happening across the leagues of these kind of moves happening. But man, if Judy comes out and Joe Flacco's slinging that thing against the Bengals, right? Bengals week 1, Browns Bengals, I believe. Like, that is going to be a gross
that might make
score
it happen.
fest. So yeah, I just wouldn't try not to get redraft brain too hard week 1 when, oh man, Harvey was 3rd on the depth chart and like, oh, he's, J.K. Dobbins is the starter and that's what it's going to be like forever. Just because those are the grossest moves. I'm sure we could all go back and find some week 2, week 3, week 4 trades that we've made in our dynasty careers based off of a 1 to 3 week sample size that we would all be crying in the club looking at. All right, Cody here. Would you trade away Breece Hall for Pollard and Cortland Sutton? Oh man, I really would want to know more context on this, but I'm probably holding Breece. I think next year, I think that if this is actually, Breece is still going late 4th, 5th round on underdog drafts.
This is the Breece copium section.
Here's the Breece copium real quick. I think in the worst Breece case scenario, I think there would be a team that would be willing, not necessarily to give him like a workhorse role next year if he doesn't want to come back to the Jets, but a featured enough role on a better offense. Like, I think Breece, I could easily see Breece moving on, and it's hard to project that.
This is like a Breece anonymous meeting here. It's like, first you have to admit you have a problem. No, I think I do agree though with the process that Breece, Pollard, and Sutton are basically value-wise, what are you doing for me now? So I don't even think about dynasty value when I think of them. I think, what is their points per game, and is it good? Is it somewhat valuable, and am I going to start that?
And you got the
Sutton
Sutton
extension. There and
extension.
you're like, if you're sitting there and you're like, I have freaking, Hollywood Brown as my wide receiver 3, sure, maybe take the tier down because what's the gap between Breece Hall this year and Pollard? Probably not a lot. And you need to plug in a dude like Sutton, who sneakily was like a wide receiver 1 in fantasy points last year. So I get the necessity, but if you're going pure value play, Breece does have the upside of, hey, he got traded to Chicago, wheels up, baby, and then everyone freaks out. That's not going to happen if Pollard gets traded, if Sutton gets traded. Like those situations are just kind of like you have to score 10 to 20 points a week. Whereas Breece Hall, you can have another weird year of Breece Hall, and people are still going to believe in him. There will always be a Will in your league going on fantasy shows and saying, no, don't judge Breece too harshly. He's good. I saw him. He was good.
On the Jets.
He was good.
Nah, legendary. I don't know if you guys saw the Le'Veon Bell tweet, but there was like some report that got posted about like Lev Bell was like, I don't know if he was like late to a game or something because he was like bowling, staying up late bowling the night before, and he like quote tweeted it and said, "Bowling greater than playing for an Adam Gase offense." And I'm extending that throughout the Jets universe of how I feel about how the Jets offense has looked for the past decade. Ooh, we were just talking about this a little bit, but the Hendo Caleb on the bottom of the depth charts. The Hendo one is like the Caleb I can kind of get, but like Henderson will at least have his role. Like I think some people project, especially with good preseason production, people kind of project like, oh, like it's his job, 80% workload. He's getting, the first 4 series all to himself. Like Ramondre is still going to be involved. Antonio Gibson's still on the roster. Like, and teams just don't want to give running backs.
I was just going to say, Bill Simmons told me Henderson's floor was Jahmyr Gibbs. So why is he that low?
Jahmyr Gibbs Jr.
No, I mean, I'm not too concerned. I do think Caleb has a more realistic chance of being like the 2 or the 3, but it comes down to roles. And Henderson's so explosive. There's no way they're going to keep him off the field.
Yeah. And they're also rookies too. I do not worry about these Myers reports. This is this is fake. Shout out to Philly Mike OG. Trust to get us every stream. We'll see if it works next.
Yeah, Philly Mike OG.
In the season, the trade show, that
Micah
might get
Parsons one got me.
Oh, yeah.
The Micah Parsons one, I was sitting there, I was searching on the side. I was like, he said what, 2 first-round picks to the Ravens. So I mean, the package wasn't too far off.
Oh,
Micah Parsons on the Ravens would be nasty.
Dang. Yeah, what's up, Cooper? 10-team Superflex tiered PPR, 10 in premium. Start 10 gave Kyler, Bucky, Ladd, Tracy Judy to get Josh Allen, Kenneth Walker, Tony Pollard, Luther Burden. Thoughts? Ooh.
Okay, so 10 teams start 10.
Okay. Fairly shallow. So like Tracy and Judy feel like they matter less in terms of like using them to tier up for Josh Allen. Does the Bucky Ladd versus K9 Pollard make you feel worse about the Allen side?
It is tiered PPR. So I'm curious, like I assume it's probably like 0.5 for a running back, or maybe reverse. Maybe it's like full PPR running back and 0.5 wide receiver or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you go from a quarterback that doesn't really have value in a 10-team Superflex league, like a ton of value. He's kind of replaceable in a Kyler. Hey, I'm a big Kyler guy, so I
just drafted Josh Allen in my last redraft league. Some juice passing scoring.
But you're going from
I'm hearing
going from Kyler to a Josh Allen. Like I think that's kind of the price. The drop off from Pollard's going to probably score more than Tracy, and then you got Kenneth Walker. If he's healthy, he's probably going to score similarly to Bucky. That's a big if he's healthy though.
Dang.
So you're kind of just like using a Ladd McConkey and just cutting them up into a bunch of little pieces and then spreading him, just sprinkling it all over the deal to even it out. I probably would go with the just Bucky Ladd side personally, just because I imagine in that type of league, the running back, wide receiver is the most important positions to kind of invest in at the high end. But if you're going to get Josh Allen, that's the price. And this could be a team that just has a ton of value. I mean, you could be sitting on like Omarion Hampton and, but Ladd could be his wide receiver 4. And it's like, well, it is a shallower league. So a player like Ladd isn't like as rare as a 12 team start 10 or 11.
Yeah. I will just say real quick. I mean, in the shallow league, I really want to push myself to like love the Allen side because I do like K9 and Pollard. But yeah, I think the Bucky Ladd aspect in a tiered PPR and like Tracy and Judy for sure could. I mean, 10 teams start 10. Like you probably don't want to be starting Tracy and Judy, but like those are like great, first off the bench, flex fill-ins if you need the additional players after trading away Josh Allen for it. But yeah, I guess I'm probably sticking with your side. I'm trying to think about in a tiered PPR if it matters enough to like, could you get that different quarterback tier down and stay in the Bucky Ladd range? And I don't know if you can. So yeah, I guess I'm probably taking the Bucky Ladd Kyler side. Jeremy has the highest starters value for the league, so bravo. Which is funny because that's the Alpha League. And we also have Bravo.
I know, I was confused. I was like, wait, I had the highest starter rank in Alpha and Bravo?
Nah, your Bravo team. True. Your Bravo team sucks. No, I'm just kidding. I actually don't even. Actually, I think I like your Bravo team. I think I remember looking at that one and I was like, I want to make fun of Jeremy for not trading in the first couple rounds of the startup, but his team's really good. Ooh, just had to salvage my friend's redraft league in the last few rounds.
I'll be honest with the trading and startups is I just get confused sometimes when it's just like pick this. I'm just like, okay, I'll deal with it after.
I know. To me, it's very much like certain ranges. If I like really like, and I'm the trade back guy, and honestly, people gas me up on the trade backs. People are talking about like, oh, Will accumulating all this value in the super chat, which makes me just want to keep doing it.
I did see everyone gas you up.
I know when somebody said that.
I did see them gas you up. It was in gas you up in Bravo, and it's because you have you picked up 2 first-round picks in 26, but you do have a starter rank of 11. And everyone's like, yo, Will, you cleaned up.
Nah, man, that thing is wrong. You gotta check the starter ranks. Gibbs, BTJ, Pickens. Okay, the rest of the team is pretty rough, so I'm gonna stop there. You took Tebow in the final round. Tebow, I don't know why. Actually, you know what it was? When I was in high school, I played quarterback my freshman year. And I was a big Tebow guy. So Will was rocking that number 15. And I played like him too. Couldn't throw, but boy, could I run around the place. I guess not really run people over. So maybe I wasn't playing like Tebow. But
some call that the Arch Manning now.
Oh, damn. Hey, you got 17 minutes. You can start doing the Arch Manning rips. Phil George, what is Spencer Rattler worth? I'm in a heavy rebuild and need the worst starting quarterback possible. Only other starting QB I have is Dart. LOL. So I'm trying to break this down and understand. So you're in a heavy rebuild and need the worst start. Is this you have to start a quarterback? Is that like the vibe I'm getting from that?
That would be my question. It's like if you were sitting there and like I am doing a rebuild, but does it have to be a quarterback that's even starting? Like could you just pick up like Carson Wentz?
The way I read it,
I was in a league. I was in a league where it's like everyone's like this tanking team didn't start any quarterback. They had one quarterback rostered, and it was like Tyson Bagent. And everyone's like, dude, you have to have 2 quarterbacks. So it's just like pick up a random backup. Like I'm not going to pay for Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
If I am going to pay on a rebuilder, it's like pay for a guy that's at least going to be there for next year or the year in the like you at least get like a cheap option like a Geno or like a Goff or someone that's like you can buy him. He'll probably be a starter for 3 years and he doesn't have high dynasty value, but at least fits your window more than a Rattler who's probably benched week 6 when they're 0-5 or whatever.
Hey, what's up, Condranos? Hey guys, love the live streams. Hey, appreciate it. Love the chat messages. Was messing with start sit and seems like projections have Russell Wilson over CJ Stroud week 1. How we feeling in 4-point pass touchdown between the two? It would be hard for me to play Russell Wilson over like NFL quarterbacks that I think are good because, say what you will about the offensive line situation for the Texans. You could argue equally bad for the Giants. And it's, first game, Russ. So I don't think I would be starting Russ over any quarterback that I thought was good or decent. Any other thoughts? Russell Wilson? Any pro Russell Wilson takes?
It's interesting. So I was like, is that true? But it is. I did run the projections too, so they're up to date. And it is interesting. I mean, I think they're both close. CJ Stroud's against LA, which in their spread is a little bit lower. So I assume what the assumption is here is like CJ Stroud, Texans defense is supposed to be one of the best. I mean, they have easily a top 5 secondary. You got Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson. They're going to clean up shop in the line. When you look at like Washington against the Giants, they're probably saying, hey, they're going to probably be down a lot and he's going to have to throw more. So that's kind of my assumption where the actual projections are coming from. That being said, it's hard for me not to just be like CJ Stroud is CJ Stroud. I would probably need, I think week 1, you just go with the guys that are the guys. Yeah, I'm not even thinking about matchups. It's hard to really say, is this defense going to be good? We haven't seen them play. Sure. Is this offense going to be good? I'm just going to go with the talent I believe in. Maybe week 6 and we're playing matchups more and we can understand schemes and kind of usage better, then I'd feel more confident. But right now, I'd probably still lean Stroud.
This is what it's all about, man. Curtis just got off an hour-long FaceTime with my brother because his wife was in a work redraft league and didn't know what she was doing. So called me. This is why we do it, guys. I mean, obviously, Dynasty leagues, football enjoyment, but there's something about just the football knowledge that you get to drop on your brother's wife in her work league. That is just so special.
I will say I've been there. My wife has a draft tomorrow at noon. My friend has a draft right now, and it's just people just will hit me up and be like, "What should I do? What should I do?" And I'm like, how many wide receivers are there? I'm like, how many teams? Is it Superflex? They're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Is it juiced QB scoring? What?
Yeah. They're like, someone took Baker in the 3rd round of a 1 QB. I'm like,
hey, man, I get it.
Got this. I'm like, raise buy-in right now.
Yo, what's up, Tristan? How much should I pay for Jerry McNichols listed as RB2 on the Commander step chart? Can't believe we were wrong about C-Rod and JCM.
Don't listen to Tristan. He's a troll.
Message. Yeah, I personally don't think McNichols sticks there. He's got a special teams role, too. So it would not surprise me at all if we have 4. Maybe this is a good Ray question, but I'm curious. What is your, tweet that goes absolutely viral from Shefty or Rappaport, whoever, or interview clip that gets posted that's like, and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt or Bill is healthy scratch week 1 as Austin Eckler and Chris Rodriguez will handle the running back duties for the Commanders. You have any takes like that? Healthy and active Tootin? What are you thinking?
Ooh, healthy and active. I could see it. I was as someone that does have Tootin, and I was like, I wish I heard a little bit more hype. Like, there's a little more Bigsby hype than there is Tootin hype.
Yeah, I am not starting that range of running backs week 1 in any league that I can avoid it. I will start my gross wide receivers.
I mean, I think the worst tweet would be like Christian McCaffrey is questionable with calf soreness, and I think that would be the.
That's not a fun one. Don't do that one. I've been taking a lot of CMC.
And then we'd be back with the Kyle Shanahan. He can play. He'll totally play. Then he'll stop. Well, he'll bench him like three minutes before the game.
History.
But yeah, I mean, I do think. I think ultimately it's going to be like Eckler the passing stuff, and then this is going to be a battle between C-Rod and JCM to kind of own, between the tackle stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Becca feels seen or called out. I think seen. Would you? Is that your sentiment? Is that you were trying to?
Yes, it was seen. It was seen.
Okay, here we go. Eckler and ETN all day. I have been taking a lot of Eckler, and I think the nice thing about Eckler, whatever the scenario is between like the early down bruiser or who's getting like the majority of the between the tackle stuff between Chris Rodriguez or JCM, Bill, I don't think that really impacts Eckler. Like, I think Eckler's going to get his receiving stuff. I mean, maybe, Deebo takes away a little bit, but I think he has his role. C-Rod is the back to own in the Commander backfield. He's going to be your classic 4th year RB breakouts. I mean, there's been some reports that he's, maybe going to get the goal line, short yardage stuff. And, all it takes is some decent games, stack on top of that. All I will say is that I think every running back in the Commander's backfield should be rostered. And in most leagues, you can include McNichols in there as well.
I wouldn't go most leagues. I mean, it's got to be a little bit deep.
Ooh, okay. So Ladd was the wide receiver 4. I want to revisit this trade. Sometimes I don't always scroll all the way back up, but yeah, this one
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, if Ladd's the wide receiver 4.
I'll say Coop. I called it out. I called it out here.
Good call. 10 team start 10. Yeah, banger.
10 team start 10. I was like,
Allen.
wait a minute. Like, this is shallower.
Go get your Allen.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
And Pollard isn't nothing. And I like Kenneth Walker. I'm actually really excited about the Seahawks run game this year. All right, here we go. What's up, Kyle? I have Josh Allen. Should I flex both Shakir and Coleman, or Myers or Ollie Gordon? I am probably not touching like the Ollie Gordon players if I have receivers that I feel confident are going to be running, are in like good route share, good offensive situations. So Gordon is probably for sure out for me. I get like Jalen Wright being out, but man, what if that was Jalen Wright? I know Ollie Gordon's got the positive preseason buzz and everything, but yeah, so I'm fine flexing. Where are you? I assume Shakir coming off the injury, but it sounds like he's been practicing and healthy. I probably would go. I'd probably go Shakir.
That's what I was leaning.
Shakir Coleman. Are you playing Myers over Coleman?
Let's do both. The double stack. I'm
hate
definitely doing Shakir over Coleman because Shakir's more of a PPR monster until Coleman can consistently hold a better target share. I'm just hoping for the big play with him, and that's something I don't want to bet when it's fantasy related. Because it's not even like the Gabe Davis upside of like he's going to score like an 80-yard touchdown. It's like, oh, he got a 30-yard contested catch. So Shakir, I feel pretty confident that he will have 8-10 targets and have a solid floor. And similar to the other thing, it's like I don't know the usage yet. I can't really overanalyze it. Like I just kind of had to go with the historical stuff and what the floor is, and more opportunities usually means more fantasy points. Coleman might catch 2 touchdowns, but I'm not going to bet on that week 1.
Yeah. What's up, Phil? I have the lowest projected points in the Charlie League. So this is the best ball one. And I will say, Phil, one, in any leagues, I wouldn't be too stressed out about sleeper point projections. Like if you break it down player by player, a lot of times, like you probably would disagree with a lot of them. But especially in best ball, those are like median average projections for players in a league where scoring is, your best lineup across your full roster of players. So, and I think it's really hard in projections to quantify players that have that like spike week upside, because you can't just project, Rashid Shaheed for, 13 points because he can do it. You have to kind of put him around the 8-9 average medium, as a random player.
Yeah, I haven't actually done a Dynasty Best Ball League before.
Yeah, this will be a first for both of us. I'm a lineup guy.
Yeah. And it was weird when I'm like in those ranges and I'm like, oh, like I love this backup, this third string RB. This is my guy. And I was like, wait a minute, they're going to be a 0 for like, 11 of the 12 weeks or whatever. So it's weird being like, oh, I could see this wide receiver. This is the wide receiver 2 for the Jets. I could see him having 15 points one week, and like kind of building out a range of here's all these random wide receivers I want to stack versus all these random running backs that I'm just hoping get some opportunity eventually.
Can I be open and honest, Jeremy? Will you allow that on the?
It's honesty hour.
Honesty hour.
This is a circle of trust here. It's a circle of trust.
Definitely thought I was going to be able to throw Ayuk on my IR in that league and pick up a player off of waivers. But I guess that is not possible. So we learn something new every day.
If it makes you feel better, there was one of the leagues, I forgot which one. I didn't draft any rookies, so I couldn't put any on the taxi squad. So I just have to cut 4 players.
Okay. I did see a Raheem Mostert drop.
Yeah, that was the league. I was like, oh, I gotta just start cutting these guys.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, on top of you making me feel any better, I definitely changed the filter to rookies when I realized the same thing in the last 2 rounds. I was like, Thomas Fidone, come on down. You're heading straight to the taxi, baby. What if you beat out Theo Johnson?
Well, yeah, I went to the waivers. I was like, I need to just put in a bunch of claims for rookies, and it's just nothing. It's just not even practice squad guys. I'm like,
Get yourself a 3rd string quarterback that went undrafted. Is this true? Jeremy has a Tebow jersey hanging above his webcam. Like you look up. And
that is not true.
It's right up there.
No, it is not.
What is up there? Are we looking at a wall? You got a cool like
I have poster? I have like the big light, whatever, and then I have just a blinds. There's like a window.
All right.
So sometimes I can just open the window instead of the light. It is not true, Becca.
We'll see. I don't know. Are you feeling seen or called out right now, Jeremy?
This is definitely called out.
What's up, Lucas? Traded blue?
You're
getting real subconscious about the team with it? Well, no. You don't need to do it.
I know. We'll have a pick in the Discord.
I tried to show my Lions. Oh, you can't see it. I tried to show my Lions thing, and I messed up my whole webcam situation. So highly recommend, or don't recommend, lowly recommend doing that. All right, Lucas here traded blue, a second and a third for. All right, is there a different? Is that Kenneth Walker? Who's K4? Caleb.
Okay. Who's K4?
Kyler Murray? No, K1. Who's K4, guys? Somebody help me out.
Jacoby in the A first.
Sometimes I'm bad.
I assume Kenneth Walker. Is that Caleb Johnson?
But he's not 4, is he? Who's 4?
I'm just gonna let's just go with Kenneth Walker.
We're gonna move on
because I feel like that makes sense, right? Blue, a second and a third for Kenneth Walker.
I mean, I'm doing that all like GD day.
And then Jacoby A-Rich for a first.
All right, K4's in the next one, or in the third one. So let's go to the second one. We can spend some time breaking that down while somebody tells us who the HE double hockey sticks K4 is. Traded Jacoby and A-Rich for 26 first. That's a banger trade. And we like Jacoby, and I'm down to buy A-Rich in situations that make sense. But when I can turn those two players into a first and just get rid of all the, will Jacoby matter for me in this league? Will A-Rich ever get the job back? Like, I would probably do this trade if week 9 A-Rich is announced as, we're going to let him finish the season out. I would probably still do this trade.
Oh, yeah. No, it's such an insulated trade because on top of it, Jacoby with the trade rumors and the issues there, like kind of the floor of Jacoby Myers could be a little shaky if he starts doing wanting a new contract and stuff like that. So to me, if I can take two players that are certainly replaceable and get a first, I'm doing that.
All right, I am initiating, and I'm too awkward with these breakdowns, but I think it's time.
It's Kenneth Walker,
K4. I would. That's our K9. All right, we're gonna do we're doing the transition, guys.
Oh, so, I gotta hop over.
Be ready. You're hopping over. We'll see. The plan is for Will to awkwardly set up the scenes while we're getting Ray and Jeremy in here. But don't worry, guys. It'll only be all right. It's only going to be an awkward moment, okay?
We go, even though it's mirrored wrong
right.
way, but that's okay.
All good. What is up, Ray? The people cannot see your beautiful face right now, but they can hear you, and I'm working on the seeing part. How you doing?
Oh, okay, good. I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good. This is a big part of the Dynasty Daddy live stream. Is me awkwardly managing the OBS scenes to get everything set up. So, but don't worry, it'll happen. You can say what's up to the people.
That's true. We don't have the StreamYard.
I was like, what the hell is this operation y'all got running over here, man? Where's the damn StreamYard?
Hey, this is the first off season. We're kicking the trade shows off. Okay, we're not all destination Devy pros, man. We're doing our best.
Stop. Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
I asked Jeremy this question, and it's gonna be, I'm gonna awkwardly put it on you while the full screen cam is on me. What is your I don't want to say expectation, and it's not a hot take thing, but football Sunday, first Sunday, week 1. What's the tweet we're seeing and going crazy about? Is it a healthy scratch JCM? Is it a healthy scratch Tootin? What's the crazy tweet interview clip we're gonna see?
Man, dude, that's I think it's gonna be something related to a rookie. It's gonna be something rookie related, 100%. I mean, I just got out of a startup and like I'm just find myself drafting all these random rookie running backs late, and I'm just you know it's gonna happen, man. It's Ollie Gordon, it's Basil Tootin. It's
Ollie
one of
Gordon,
those
yeah.
guys. That's what's gonna break it come Sunday. Like, oh, I told you, Ollie. It's gonna be someone like that.
What was yours? You got one, Jeremy? I know we talked a little bit about the Tootin something. I know we
I
went back
just
to
said
the A-Chan healthy scratch his rookie year, right?
Yeah, I think it's week, like we get it like Sunday or Saturday evening that Christian McCaffrey has some calf soreness, so they'll be monitoring
That's a crazy
his
one,
usage.
man.
And I think Twitter would melt down from that. I don't know if people would be able to handle that.
Oh, I saw who was it? I think it was Davis Maddock that tweeted out like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get the alert at 11:30 that Travis Hunter is gonna play sparingly on
Oh yeah.
defense and be a full-time offensive player, and people are just gonna lose it, right?
I'm kind of hoping that Travis Hunter is just like chaotic. Like it's like one week it's all offense, the next week it's all defense. Like just a pure. We have no idea what's going on with Travis Hunter. It's a magic box.
Those are going to be the most watched post-game interviews, all the coaching breakdowns and leading up to the next week. But Ray, thank you again for hopping on. Usually when we got somebody joining on the trade shows, we let them do a breakdown and talk about their channel. But I got to assume most people in the place, if not 100%, know what RayG has got cooking on the Destination Devy channel, your own Ray channel, the Yahoo show. But do you want to talk a little bit before we get into the trades on what people can expect from Ray and fam for this season, content wise?
Yeah, appreciate you, man. My channel, I think I enjoy bringing a unique blend of entertainment along with actionable content. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Jay Rich and I early in the morning, you wake up with us. We have a good time. Jeremy is frequently in the chat every single time that we stream, or a lot of the time that we stream. And then my new responsibility at Yahoo, I'm just really excited about the opportunity to just talk ball on a big platform like Yahoo. So I'll be doing stuff with them all throughout the week, throughout the season. And then of course DDFFB, the fantasy channel, which a lot of the stuff that Jeremy builds and he creates helps run and power some of the things behind the content over on our channel. But more importantly, appreciate y'all having me on, man. Watching Jeremy stretch his wings and create content in this manner. When he said, Ray, can you do this? I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Even though it's late, it's post kid baseball practice. We're here for the people, man.
We appreciate it. And here for the people. Good transition. I'm going to get you a two-parter. I see two Keon Coleman related questions. Droidica wants to know, should he be buying Keon for a second everywhere?
Sure. If you want to spend your second round pick on a second year receiver and a good offense, like I can tell you a story why you look up in a few weeks and that was a great trade to spend a second round pick on a wide receiver that's tethered to the reigning NFL MVP. We expect Josh Allen to have a good season. And I think Khalil Shakir is practicing, but I know he was dealing with a high ankle sprain for most of the offseason. Dalton Kincaid has sort of failed to live up to expectations. So for a second round,
we got Gabe Davis back. I don't know how impactful that's going to be for the Bills. So.
Well, all right.
Great run blocker, huh? Great run blocker.
Here's the I'll say it like this. If you've got the conviction on Keon and that offense, like that's probably the going rate for him. I don't know if anybody's selling him for a damn third. So if a second round pick, if you're comfortable with doing that, I'm fine with that.
And then
I was looking at the trade database, and there was there's a few seconds, but a lot of them are kind of like a third and Daniel Jones or a third, and I think those are. I think if you look at the pure value, it's going to be similar of like, oh, it is probably worth a second, but I don't really know if I want to trade a second for, like what was the bottom of the barrel type flex guy. Currently does have some upside since he's still younger. But I do think ideally like a third plus, maybe a positional weakness to help the other roster would be ideal.
Yeah, some junk. Daniel Jones is some junk. If I could trade a third and some junk for Keon Coleman, I'm fine.
All right, and then the second part of that one, and I will say that the redraft questions, they bring a smile to my face because that means football is back here. We got Keon or Keenan this week.
Keenan. Ooh.
Do you want to see it with
Jeremy
Keenan?
or me? Jeremy, go ahead.
Anyone who's willing to
Okay,
talk about Keon or Keenan week 1.
I don't want to take the cop out answer in the sense, but I would just go Coleman just because he's been in that offense and's been installed there. They have some sort of chemistry, even though Keenan Allen is back with Herbert. It's a completely different offense, and he also wasn't there the entire time. I need to see how that offense shakes out before I feel confident starting him week 1. In week 1, the stakes are a little bit lower. I'm fine starting a Coleman. If he only scores me 6 points, oh well. It's not the fantasy playoffs. It's not a make or break week. I can rebound from that if Keenan Allen starts, averaging 11 targets and is a wide receiver 2 next year.
Yeah, that Keenan Ladd trinity will be interesting to look at.
Here's the thing. I do think that Keenan Allen will earn targets, but I don't think that if I'm just going to swing for one of those fences with those kind of guys, I'll just shoot for the max upside. Like, can Keon Coleman with Josh Allen just catch a couple of touchdown passes? Sure. If you're just looking for a safe, he's going to get targeted, catch some passes, then go with Keenan Allen. But to Jeremy's point, if you just want to swing, why not swing at Keon? Like, it's early in the season. It's not going to kill you. If anything, after it's over, you'll just be like, I'm never starting Keon Coleman again, and I'll move on. But, if he scores, maybe he gives you some sort of ADV, just some artificial value there. And I'm just, how the hell are you there? Like, week 1. Keenan Allen or Keon Coleman. My goodness.
I know. I want to say the same thing, but I definitely have hovered over that Keenan to the flex in a couple of my leagues.
Yeah.
So we'll
I've had a Hollywood. I've had a Hollywood Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's almost worse.
Ugh, yeah, I'd probably take Keon and what's his name over Holly. I just yuck.
All right, we can pivot back to Dynasty.
Oh, Hunter Renfrow. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm rooting for Hunter. He's a fun player, but I don't want to plug him into the flex spot.
I'm sure.
No, it's the same process there.
Ray, did you see that Hunter Renfrow clip when he was talking about getting the phone calls from the GM and his agent, and his daughter kept canceling because she was watching Bluey?
Yeah. The hell with this! I'm watching Bluey. I don't need to. We don't need to talk to you, Dan Morgan, man. We gotta. The sign is on right now with Bluey. We got to watch this, man. I can't watch that.
We'll do the pivot back to some Dynasty here. So Ray, how do you feel about trading away Penix and Bateman for Puka? 12-team super flex. We don't know starters, but are you? I'm all in on Puka, but are you all in with a quarterback in super flex? Penix and Bateman.
It feels like it should be Penix, but I was actually looking, it probably was like 2 weeks ago on Dynasty Daddy at some Penix trades because I was just curious, like what the vibes were out there on Michael Penix. Everyone's in on Drake London and Bijan being this guy. And like, it doesn't look like people are just spending crazy amounts of assets and resources to buy Michael Penix. Whereas I think, man, one Puka game, I think you can get Penix plus, who else did you say in that deal? It was Penix and
Bateman.
Oh, come on, man. Like, I don't think the Puka goes out there. He doesn't even have to explode, right? He just earns targets, and you see like, oh, crap. He's about to be a big part of this Baker Mayfield-led offense. Godwin ain't nowhere to come back at. Like, I don't think people would be selling their Puka for Bateman and Michael Penix. I just think he's the better asset right now. But my bigger question to kick back to you is, what does Penix have to do early for his value to skyrocket? Like, oh crap, this is a quarterback of the future with Drake London, with Bijan. Like what does that look like to where you're like, dude, I kind of want Penix. He just feels like he's in that range of QB that people are fine with, but they don't have to have.
Yeah, I think the QB question is so tough, especially and I think Penix has the ability to be a more mobile quarterback, but I don't think anything that I've seen from him, through college or his rookie season makes me feel like he's going to do that. So yeah, I think it's tough on these pocket passing quarterbacks. I mean, specifically the yardage stuff. We know touchdowns are so like high variance where it's going to be a lot of Bijan and Algier in that area as well. So I think for me, if I see glimpses of what we saw at the end of last season where he would put together like a string of 2 or 3 games, I know a lot of people point to some pretty bad defenses the Falcons played at the end of the year, especially that Week 18 game. But it's definitely tough with those pocket passing quarterbacks. And I think Puka, I'm taking that side because I agree. I think he's going to have the move. And even, I mean, he's got the run out, man. You talked about it. No Godwin, no McMillan, no Liam Cohen, but I'm still
the stage
on the
is
Tampa
set.
Bay. Yeah, exactly. So, and I'm all in on
And
the talent
I will
too.
say, I think Penix for me is like a player that I never want. Like I'm never like, ooh, I want Penix first. It's like, oh, I have Drake London. I should probably get Penix. It's one of those types of quarterbacks.
We made you take
He would
Penix in
really
that
have
startup
to-
after that QB run.
I know.
It was the last,
I know. It's
last
like,
one.
but I was like, I had Drake London, so I was like, I'm okay with that. I can live with that. But just like a Michael Penix is there's so much that he would have to do to really reach that next level.
Am I tripping, Jeremy? But was there a point in time, and maybe I'm just remembering just hype for somebody other than Cousins, but I thought his dynasty value was like higher at one point, or at least it felt like it was going there. Has it never really, has it never really boosted up to that degree? Am I misremembering that, or were people just excited that there was somebody other than Kirk Cousins and they were excited for Bijan in London, but not necessarily paying premium for Penix?
Yeah, I mean, on Keep Trade Cut, his all-time value, which was 5,500. Right now, he's about at 5,000. So he's kind of like, and I remember listening to Scott on one of y'all shows, and he was basically like, "Hey, it's just like a insurance policy. Like you take him, he's not going to change in value," and that's what you see. But I do think he doesn't have the upward mobility of players like a Jaden Daniels that came out and crushed it right away, and obviously have the rushing upside, and even someone like a Caleb Williams that has the generational hype. I think Penix, people still kind of have some baggage of the injury history, the age. That stuff is just going to weigh him down versus, a player that comes in, instantly crushes it, or has that generational tag. You still see like Trevor Lawrence with that generational tag, and people just can't quit. People can't quit someone that has that generational tag.
Yeah, Andre here. This is a tough one, but he's looking to go all in this year to win. What do you think Devonta Smith and a first gets him? Without knowing the format is tough, but
here's my recommendation. Whenever you ask a question like this and you're already committed to giving up Devonta Smith in the first without knowing anything in your league, start at the freaking top and work your way down. Like honestly, like it's probably not going to get you Chase, it's not going to get you Jefferson, it's not going to get you Neighbors, but I'm telling y'all this. Every league is different. Never, ever, ever count somebody else's pocket. You don't know what they would do or would not do for a player. So I would start at freaking, Nico Collins, whoever the hell it is, and I would just go down. Give me Nico Collins for Devontae Smith. If you're looking for an upgraded receiver, can I get Nico? Nope, decline. Can I get Brian Thomas? Nope, decline. Who's next? Drake London? Nope, decline. Like just work your way down until you hit that point where you're like, okay, I'm at the pinnacle there, so I know I'm not going to be able to up tier at receiver cross positionally. Jeremy, I don't know if you've seen it, but I find cross positional trades really work out well. Like trying to take your lesser receiver and add a first, or your lesser running back and add a first and try to go buy a better one. If you go try to buy a different position, like I think more people are like, it's like, you know what? I kind of needed a receiver and I'm getting a first, and all I got to do is give up this extra running back that I already had. Like I find that you get more deals done when you go cross positionally. So without knowing any of the detail, I would just start high and then work my way down.
Yeah, I'll add in too, like if you do like a swap, like a lot of trades I like to do are like the second plus a lesser player or like a lesser player plus a first for a second and a better player. But like you said, it's like if you're doing a same positional trade, I can't throw in like a Bateman or these gross trash players and get any value for it. Because it's like I'm down tearing from Nico to a Devonta Smith. What's a Bateman to me? But if you're saying, hey, I'm losing a flex, but I'm upgrading to a cross positional player, you can actually get value for some of those pieces that you usually don't get value in with those big deals. And that's one of the reasons you do want to start at the top and just go down. Because if you just go, you're like, okay, like Amarion Hampton for that package, they might be like, oh, I just toss in like, a Jaden Reed and we got a deal. And you're like, cool. Now I don't have the headache of Jaden Reed only catching a pass on the first drive.
Yeah, I like that. I like that not counting people's pockets, Ray, because my instant thought was going to the way that I approach a lot of my trades. I mean, I'm a company man, Dynasty Daddy. I'm going there, looking at the full team breakdown, and I'll filter like positionally to get a feel for, let me look at these rosters, see what I think this person would like to see in their trade inbox. Because I mean, that's what you want to do when you're sending a trade offer. You want to send a trade offer that you would want to receive, and it would excite you to, all right, let me counter. Let's find something that works for both of us. So I think there is a balance between not counting pockets, but still coming to the table with something that would interest somebody. Like, why would they want to tear down and get that first? Yeah.
Well, and that's why I said you're probably not going to do that for Jamar Chase. It's not going to happen for Jefferson. But there are people. There are people who are like, I don't know about this. Nico, this or that. Like, you just never know.
Yeah.
And the idea of a first and a player, like somebody might be like, you know what, I'm losing 3-4 points per game, but I'm picking up an additional first. Matter of fact, can you make that your 27 first, and then we can get it done? Like, you just you never know, right?
Yeah, that's the whole that trade wouldn't happen in my league type of thing too, that we see all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All right,
that's always the funny part with the trade database as well. Is like I'll post trades or whatever, and everyone's like, they're like, that would never happen, and I'm like, well, it does happen because there's all those like micro market things of, oh, this player thinks Puka is injury prone, so he wants to get off of him, so he's going to trade him for, JMO in the first, and and if you look at a macro level, you're like, why would you ever do that? But each person has their individual takes,
100%.
All right, Jeremy, I'm tossing this to you. This is a 2 for 2.
Boy.
Would you trade Chase Brown and AJ Brown for Puka and Chuba Hubbard, 12-team PPR?
Chase Brown and AJ Brown for Puka and Chuba.
You got that Panthers. Well, what's the Panthers intel? Rico Dowdle's my most drafted running back on Underdog. I gotta know. Are you taking the Chuba side?
It's not a bad bet. I mean, I think I would, just because from a value perspective, I think AJ Brown. This is your last chopper out of Nam in terms of him having dynasty value. Next year, it's going to be very much, what is he doing for me this week? Not like this insulated asset. And if I can just grab a Puka, and what's the difference between a Chuba and a Chase Brown? It's realistically not a lot. There's a bigger commitment to Chuba Hubbard that the Panthers gave with that big contract. Chase Brown doesn't have a contract. We could totally see in 26 him drafting someone, and then we're sitting here being like, well, now you have a 29-year-old wide receiver and a timeshare running back. So to me, like it's kind of like, what flavor do you like at the end of the day? Like, it's two players within similar tiers, but I probably would lean the Puka side.
Yeah, what was it? Was Chase Brown and AJ Brown for Puka and Chuba?
Yeah, 12-team PPR.
Yeah, I'll take the. I'm big on ADV and just how the vibes on players. Like, I feel like, yeah, Chase Brown and Chuba Hubbard. Sure. Chase Brown's still 5th round pick, right? So it's not like he's just some locked and loaded. The offense we assume is going to be much better than Carolina, but Chuba Hubbard was awesome in Carolina last year. So I'm good with that deal. Like, those are deals personally, like, I just don't make them. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't do
similar
like,
ranges.
It's the same position. You're just getting players you like more than the other person. Like, I'm trying to do things strategically to help build my team to have an advantage. And right there, you're just like, if anything, like you said, Jeremy, you're pivoting off of AJ Brown. I'm totally fine with that. You're getting Puka. Like, I'm fine with the deal. I just I'm not sending that out.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the reason I mentioned the age thing. Cause like I do a similar thing of like, it is, if you sit back, you're like, these are players of the same kind of tier, but the only dynasty strategy ADV type of move would be maybe you're like trying to get ahead of the AJ Brown. Wait, he might be old.
Yeah, and that's what Chandler says here. Both younger, so trying to get more life out of it, if it makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Good deal then. I'm good with that.
All right, we got red 3 gold here. Is Worthy a sell high? I know you talked about the ADV aspect. I don't know how you feel about, what do you think people are going to say? These first 6 weeks with no Rice. Worthy gets a nice run out. People are kind of buying the Mahomes is back Chiefs stuff. Are you with it, Ray?
I actually just talked with Matt Harmon about this today on our show, and I'm just going to call everybody out. Because we talk about Rashee Rice today like he's God's gift to fantasy football. However, going into last season, there were quite a few people who were very skeptical on if Rashee Rice and his being this power slot coming off of that rookie year people were not talking about him being that elite fantasy asset going. I don't know if he can, what even Matt Harmon was like, yeah, I was one of them. I didn't think that he was going to do that. So this sell high thing with Worthy, all I'll say from a football standpoint, his usage from weeks 13 through the Super Bowl, like it wasn't just a flash. Their offense fundamentally changed, and they're not in the Super Bowl without Xavier Worthy. Go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers leading up to the playoffs, the game versus Buffalo right before the Super Bowl. Like his ability to win in multiple quadrants of the field opened up that offense, right? Sure, if you want to sell high, go ahead. But I don't know, I don't know how high his value really is because it still seems to be quite a bit of skepticism on him. But if he starts out the gate hot, I think he's got the potential for his value to really, really shoot up from where it's at. And he's got a 6-7 week runway to really establish himself in that offense. So I'm a big Worthy truther. I trust the Trinity with his usage. I don't think it was NFL teams don't put that back in the bottle. We're not talking about a 5th round pick. This is a he was the first round pick for Kansas City. They're not going to just be like, we don't want to use him anymore. I think he is more trend than just blip on the radar for sure.
Yeah.
I will
like
add
that.
too. I forgot how early on Rashee Rice got injured, right? To me, when you think back at it, you think about he was playing for 6 weeks or something and just dominating. He only played 3 weeks before he got injured, and we're treating him like he's a locked-in elite dynasty wide receiver. There's a lot that's changed, and obviously the usage that Ray said with Worthy towards the end of the year was very impressive. So we could totally come back and have Worthy be the true wide receiver one. It's something that you got to bake in when you're valuing these things. Not just overhype that week 3 of last year, Rice had 23 fantasy points.
Yeah, I like that. I like the I will say I kind of get the excitement ADV with Rice and kind of that Kelce with juice energy that I think a lot of people give to him, where it's the Travis Kelce usage, but a player with speed and juice. But yeah, a lot of people are not mentioning, off the injury too. And like you said, man, Worthy goes 6 for 70 and a touchdown week 1. What are people sending when you put Worthy on the trade block versus now?
Why have we gotten to this point where Patrick Mahomes can't support multiple options?
Yeah.
It's the players just voted him the 5th overall freaking player in the NFL, and we're acting like only Rashee Rice can be fruitful for us in fantasy. Really?
Defense is too good, Ray. Defense is too good.
Oh yeah.
We also add in the fact too that Kelce, I'm not going to say he's washed, but he's definitely slowing down as well. So there's going to be more targets
wedding to plan
there
for.
to just go around. That's true. That can be a lot.
I'm not going to comment on Travis Kelce and the $1 billion booty at home. I'm not going to comment.
Probably the worst fantasy analysis I had in my brain was when I saw that announcement and had a breakdown mentally of, was he getting in football shape or was this wedding photo shape? That's the worst fantasy analysis I've had internally this offseason. Just want to share that with the crew here. Oh man, I think we can be pretty quick on this one. Kyle, how do we feel about Riley Leonard for Dynasty if I have room on my taxi? I don't see it. And I don't even think the Colts see it. Anyone got anything to add? It's okay if it's no. You can let me know. We can move on. I'll say this. Let me make it more interesting. I'll fix this for you, Ray. Do you even want to roster third string quarterbacks that are rookies on your taxi, or would you rather take any running back,
This is not the time to have Riley Leonard stashed away. But there probably will be a time with Indianapolis where Riley Leonard plays football. And the moment he's on the field, here's the thing. On average, I think it's like 67 quarterbacks start on average every single football season. Like, as gross as the names sound today, think about how drastic and dire things get. Like, we are like, holy crap, everyone's out. Like, you're starting Easton Stick. You're starting, people are Cooper Rush is playing. Like, I know today we think that every one of the 32 will be out there, but just it won't. Like, some of these guys will probably play. And if by some strange damn chance you have Riley Leonard on your roster eating up zeros, the moment he gets out there and somebody's in desperate need of a quarterback and they're like, I'll give you a fourth for him, I don't care how much damn value that fourth round pick has, move it. The answer to your question is no. I don't want Riley Leonard until Riley Leonard has to play, and then some desperate soul is going to give me some sort of draft equity in 2028 for that one Riley Leonard start.
Yeah, and I'll just say real quick, Kyle quickly followed up. So if Jones goes down, do we like A-Rich or Leonard? It would be hard for me to believe that if Jones goes down at any point in the season, it's anyone other than A-Rich.
Things got to go very, very bad for Riley Leonard to play, but we're talking about Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson. Like, I just don't think it has to go that bad for him.
I think you want the 2026 draft pick if either of those guys go down for the Colts.
Yes. But no, you don't want to roster him. No.
Yeah, it's definitely like a swing trade of, I hope I have him and then sell him for whatever you can get. And you got to also be gross with it. We see it with Spencer Rattler, where people are like, ooh, it's a starting quarterback, should be worth like a second. It's like, no, you should just take whatever you can get, unless if you need him. But if you need him, you probably got other issues.
I'm gonna let Jeremy take this one because it's a little pointed, and I kind of want to push back depending on what your response is here, Jeremy. But Brandon had, it sounds like a rookie draft the other night. The 104 and the 109 ended up with Tetairoa, the 104, and I may have reached on Bill at the 109. Jeremy took your advice from the roster review, and I stacked RBs. LOL. Is that what you meant when you said to stack RBs in that league, Jeremy?
I don't think I meant to take Bill at the 109, but I remember I did give the advice of like the later round picks, right? Like late seconds, thirds.
Samson,
like, definitely smash it all. Yeah. And I if I recall correctly, it was this was a team that did have a big need at running back, where a lot of the other stuff was there. And I'm like, you take the good value, the high upside guy in the early, and then once you get into the later, you just need to literally get anybody that might give you some sort of production or some. And that being said, Bill's going for first round picks in some leagues. We see it in the trade database every single day. So, we could totally be wrong. He could be out there, doing a Chase Brown this year, and everyone's like, wow, the 109 is not that bad. That being said, would I do that bet? No. I probably imagine there's probably like a Judkins or something that I'd rather just hold for now because there's probably more insulation there.
Yeah, Ray, I won't make you do the full. Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, I was just going to say that this JCM is fourth on the depth chart. Like, let's pump the brakes. All the rookies are fourth on the depth chart right now. Like, that means nothing.
Behind a special teamer,
yeah. Like, Jeremy Nichols is not RB2.
Yeah, I won't make you do the full 109 breakdown, Ray. But where would you put Bill? Ray's doing a rookie draft right now. He wants to take some running back shots.
And just so I'm clear, this is like a rookie draft with all of the rookies in it, correct? Not.
I didn't want to harp on it too much. Yeah, you got McMillan at the 104. That's pretty standard.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have done that, but hey man,
it took some shots though.
Yeah.
JCM, Tootin, Blue, Samson, Marks. Those are. I'm happy to have all those bets going into the first couple weeks of the season.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that. I wouldn't go around telling people you took Bill at the 109 unless week one, we get the unexpected
I will say
15 carries.
2 years ago with Puka, and everyone's like, I called the Puka thing, and they're like, oh, I actually just took him in the 4th round. Like I totally called him, but I took. If Bill does become something, you can say you called it because you did take Bill in the 1st round. You did put some conviction behind it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Love that. All right, J Dabs. Facing roster cuts on a young rebuild, is it even worth rostering a guy like Darius Slayton, or do you prefer stashing a super long shot like Mumpfield?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a tough follow-up, though, because I saw you shaking your head, and then I think you heard Mumpfield. Is that what it was?
I thought we were gonna get like some kind of young back with, some that there might be some opportunity later. Yeah, I don't really even want Mumfield. I try to find somebody else, man. I don't,
Yeah.
Young rebuild. Maybe I just don't want. I want Slayton over Mumfield. I'll tell you that straight up. I don't want Kanata Mumfield, like those long shot receivers like that. Probably not. Yeah. Without knowing roster size, taxi stuff, like I think the answer is like no. I'd rather take the long shot running back over the long shot receiver that needs like a million things to happen to get on the field.
It's going to be tough too Slayton, and I don't want to keep going to underdog best ball, finishing out the drafts this week, but I've been taking a lot of Slayton. He's just a guy, I could see him catching some moon balls from Russ this year, but for me, especially on these young rebuilds, if you are truly young rebuilds, you're not expecting to compete this year at all, I would not hold out trying to get picks for Slayton. Those are the kind of players I'm selling for fab and even dropping for something better if I need to.
Yeah.
I do have one Mumpfield, but it is a super deep league with like 8 taxi spots, and it's like no one else is on the waivers. But yeah, it's a tough spot. I would definitely like the running back more than a guy that's probably just going to be a 0 all year and just get cut.
You know who I'd rather have than let me try to be actionable here, and
yeah,
I know he's on waivers, like he should be on waivers. If you're gonna go that dumpster dive at just trying to stash somebody, go get a player that somebody will be a little bit excited about. Go get George Halani. Go get George Halani, the 3rd string running back in Seattle, right? You got Kenneth Walker, who has not been the model of consistency and health over his career. Got Zach Charbonnet, and he beat out Damian Martinez that everybody thought was going to come in and get some. I'm just saying, if I'm taking a stab at one of those long shot sleepers, like the pathway to opportunity at running back is just typically a lot clearer than the 5th, 6th string wide receiver. I would go grab like a George Halani off waivers. Like go look for a running back that you could see some path for them getting touches, because with running back, Jeremy, I know you've seen it. It doesn't take much for them to do a little something, and then somebody's like, ooh, like they're just one injury away from being a league winner. George Halani, right? You'll never hear that about Kanata Mumpfield. But if something happens to Kenneth, all you need is one injury. Something happens to Kenneth Walker, I promise you, he'll be the waiver wire pickup of the week. Go get George Halani out of Seattle.
Yeah, you got Kenny McIntosh on IR. Not that he needed to be mentioned, but
I'm just yep.
A great example is JCM. Yeah, they move Brian Robinson, and now all of a sudden, 3,000 trades every week of him going for 1st round picks, going for a 2nd plus, and it's like we haven't even really seen that production yet, but people will buy the hype.
Yeah, how about Chris Rodriguez? I'm sure you guys have seen Chris Rodriguez for thirds in leagues happen. Would not be surprised at all. Short yardage guy. What if he gets all the carries? Kyle here. This is now we were talking about Slayton, so we got to talk Dart. What week do we think Dart will start by? Do you think
saw the report today that he's earned the number 2 job? Like he's the number 2 quarterback in New York. My football brain says I hope it doesn't happen until week 15 of the season. Their schedule is absolutely brutal. I don't want them playing any of the first 6, 7, 8, 9 games. Like ideally you let Russ do it. and then you bring him along slowly. But I think he's going to get. I just think Russ is going to have a hard time holding him off. So I give Russ like 6-7 games. I think they're going to start off probably like 0-6. Just look at their. There's just like one winnable game in those first 14 of them. I just don't see them winning a lot, even though that defense is going to be pretty good. I think their defense is going to keep them in there. So I hope Russ is good enough to keep Dart on the bench and let him just grow. Don't ruin him. Don't force him out there. I'll say week 6, 7, 8 time for Dart.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I would think around 6 or 7. I think the extra wrinkle is this is a coaching staff and a GM that is very much on the hot seat if things look really disorganized. So, I mean, I know they were like, Dart's not going to play all year, but I mean, if the seat gets hot, they're going to put Dart out there to try to save their job. And even then, it's like, it's a tough situation. That offensive line isn't great. But the defense with Abdul Carter, I'm hoping that they can keep him in enough games to actually let Dart develop into a good quarterback. Because Lord knows the Giants need something.
Yeah, I will say no Micah Parsons in the division will be nice for Dart, right?
Come on, man. What are you?
Sorry.
What? This is torture.
This is my first time meeting Ray, by the way. I would like to apologize. I think it's something about the energy of the live stream,
it's okay.
Excitement. If I could
go
back,
it's a Lions fan, so he's a loser as well.
You only lost the second best pass rusher in the NFL, so it's all good.
Oh really? Oh really? I was on a show today with Jay Rich. A lot of shows today for old GQ, man. But he said that Aiden Hutchinson, he said if there's going to be somebody to win Defensive Player of the Year, not named Micah Parsons, it would be Aiden Hutchinson. And I said, he was like, yeah, man, the odds had Aiden Hutchinson number 1, number 2. I said the same people who created those Aiden Hutchinson odds are the same ones that put Arch Manning as the overall number 1 Heisman contender. You're out of your damn mind. Like, dude snapped his leg in 2.
Okay, that's fair.
Snapped his leg in 2. Like, let's just get him back on the field before we crown him as the odds-on favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year. Stop.
I was about to stand out of my chair and start talking about him being the favorite last season, in my opinion, but before the injury. But
those odds makers, him and
before
Arch.
the injury was good.
Thank you, guys.
Sure. And then he snapped his leg in 2.
Yeah.
Hey.
He's probably number 1 in comeback player of the year.
Great.
I love that.
Not Defensive Player of the Year.
Nah, Motor City Dan's going to get him pumped up. He's going to be running on pure adrenaline.
I will say the odds too, when you have like Texas being ranked 1 and then Ohio State's favored, I'm like, that's when you know it's wrong.
Jeremy, when are you going to start incorporating those odds in that old Dynasty? Do you ever look at that, like the season-long projections for players? And do y'all ever do that? Like look at, we're thinking Travis Hunter's going to go out there and get 1,500 yards, and then you look at Vegas and they got him projected for like 750, and you're like, ugh. Do you ever take that into account when you're making decisions? Do you look at it? I always find it fun and fascinating to kind of look at those. And the way that it looks today is like, oh, yeah, easy overs. You know how many Bryce Young over 3,000 yards I had last year? Like every last one. I'm like, this is a smash. Under, right? Like under.
Yeah.
They're all freaking unders every time. So you ever look at that?
I will say, and I'll give a shout out to 32 Beat Writers. They have projections based on Vegas odds. So I do have those integrated into the start sit tool, so you can run with like sleeper and things. But it is pretty interesting, kind of like comparing the Vegas odds to it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think projections and early Vegas odds, like we see with Arch Manning and all that, it's still a crapshoot at the end of the day. That the house has got to win, so they're not always going to be the most accurate. And in a big part too about football, it's just like a very physical game. So you can have even Bryce Young did get hurt, but it's like the politics of they're going to bench him, and it's like, well, if he played the whole year, he probably would have gotten that. But it is what it is.
Canales had those unders. Yeah, those Bryce Young unders. He had to secure that under.
No, I remember.
Malik Beasley stuff.
Oh, come on, man. Probably like I want to say like six years ago or so, or 5 or 6 years ago, when Will discovered like player prop betting lines And I was like, oh, I'd crack the code. I just know, the house always wins. I'm altering all my lineups based off of that. It's definitely a piece to the puzzle, but yes, it's a puzzle. And I almost missed this. Red 3 gold. Thank you for the super chat. $2.99. We'll see if the sound effect works. It did. An air horn is playing right now. You guys can hear it in Discord, but thank you for that. And that was for that was a worthy a sell high. So I think that was a 199 worthy response. Good work, guys. All right, we have a Becca question. Work league tomorrow. 1 QB, no super flex, and I go second. Should I take a quarterback first? Don't embarrass me in front of my coworkers. Becca, I'm gonna give you the full breakdown real quick because I just finished my last redraft draft. I am an RB bro in these shallow redraft leagues. I'm hitting my Bijan, I'm hitting my Gibbs, I'm taking my CMC. End of the first, I'll take Derrick Henry, I'll take Genty, just because. And Becca, I know you're the same way. I am very confident, maybe overconfident, in my ability to hammer receivers in kind of those 4th, 5th, 6th. Like, I love that Pickens range. I'll take Waddle, I'll take Puka, round ahead of ADP, 2 rounds. I guess we don't have to do the full 1 QB, no super flex, Becca redraft plan breakdown. But Ray, do you have a redraft take you can give for Becca picking second?
Is this Mrs. Dynasty Daddy? I'm just making sure. Is this because
it is?
I like that.
Okay.
I say Dynasty Mommy, but I like Mrs. Dynasty Daddy better.
Okay, well that just shows that she's really running the show, right? Like, but if Mrs. Dynasty Daddy is asking these questions, I gotta ask the daddy himself. What are you telling your wife to have her even thinking she needs to take a damn quarterback right here at number 2? No, Becca, don't do that. Get you one of those elite running backs. Get you a Bijan. Get you a Saquon. Don't take a running back at 2. Jeremy, what are you feeding her? What are you telling her to have her asking this question, man?
I don't know where this came from. I only give this advice to her when we're in the same league. But
this might have been a softball pitch. This might have been throwing it up for you to hammer it out of the park.
I think it is because this makes me feel like she's not listening to me.
That's what it feels like, Jeremy. We got to talk about this offline, man. We'll save that for later, man.
Next week we'll do a breakdown of the Becca Work League draft.
Fantasy football therapy session.
Oh, okay. We got the additional context. I just think Jalen Hurts is gorge, which is fair.
That is the battle. Is sometimes if I don't give her a quick enough response, she just picks which one she thinks looks the best.
The prettiest players.
I have to deal with that with Roman Reigns every time he comes on the damn TV. My wife is just like, and I'm just looking like, I'm never going to look like Roman Reigns. So he just got regular Ray over here. So.
That's funny. All right, we got, how do we feel about Najee Harris as an RB 3-4 flex options in deep dynasty leagues? Sounds like there's a chance. I mean, I don't know if the last report I saw was Najee's camp saying something about, maybe he's active and playing week 1. Obviously avoided the NFI IR list. But how do we feel about Najee? I mean, I kind of believe that we're going to see multiple backs in Los Angeles, and not just because, they brought Najee in, drafted Hampton, but I think that's just where the NFL is right now. So how do we feel about Najee? RB3, RB4?
I mean, I can go. I mean, it's one injury away from being reasonable. He's got a rookie in front of him. Obviously a big Hampton guy. I think Hampton's going to be has a crazy high ceiling, and we obviously don't fully know what's going on with Najee's injury, but I mean, I still expect him to have some sort of role, especially once he comes back from whatever's going on. I don't know if I was going to say early on he should get much more work, but I don't really know if he might miss a couple weeks or they might slowly work him back into it. But I expect him to have some role in that offense.
Yeah, he said an RB3, RB4. I think that's Najee Harris. Listen, he's never missed a game in his NFL career. 3 straight 1,000-yard seasons. There's little ceiling there, but you're talking about if he's on the field, he's going to get touches, he's going to get opportunity in what we think is going to be a good offense. I know with the Rashawn Slater injury, that sort of dampers the expectations overall for the Chargers. The NFL, they're going to use 2 running backs, man. Like the very few running backs in the NFL just get it all. Very, very few James Connors, very few. And the thing that I love is listening to NFL players talk. A lot of them don't even want that. Alvin Kamara is like, I hope, he said in the interview, I hope, and I know he's pissed about other things right now, but he's like, I hope one of Devin Neal or Kendre Miller can allow me to be efficient and fresh. Like, just like there's going to be 2 running backs, and it's not it's 1A, 1B. It's complementary. Each running back has a different role. So yeah, I'm fine with Najee as a 3-4. Like, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. He's your RB4 in dynasty leagues. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. No offense, Paul, but we've got a more fun question here. A Puka owner in our league is willing to listen to offers. You came to the right place. I will give you an offer to get Puka, even if it's an overpay. I love him and I'm willing to overpay, but perfect. Should have read ahead. Thinking 26 first and like a third, or possibly a 28 second. Yeah, I think we're past future first for a Puka for sure. I'd be willing to send more than a first and a second. Is that where you guys are at as well?
I mean, what he just said, I think that if somebody will press accept on that, I've got no problem offering that up today. Sure. Absolutely.
I'd be curious what the listening for offers is, because to me, when I hear that in my leagues, it's usually, I think I can get a lot for this player. Like the hype, the ADV is there. So come send me your best offers. We'll see if I can get somebody to overpay for my Puka. So I anticipate that manager expecting a first and a receiver, a vet receiver or something. But I would try a first and a second.
Yeah, I was curious. I was looking at some trades and I see a first in 2 seconds. I think that's that's probably as far as I would go if I was really wanting him. A lot of also like JMO in a second type things, Garrett Wilson. But yeah,
Jeremy,
I think a first and a second is a decent deal.
Garrett Wilson or Puka?
Oh, definitely a Puka.
I love the definitely. Is that where you're at, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm very much anti Garrett Wilson this year. So
yeah,
I'm probably the wrong one to add. And it has nothing to do with how good I think Garrett Wilson is. I think he's freaking awesome. There are a lot of sharp people out there in the fantasy space who think this is going to be the worst passing attack in the NFL in 2025. So I think the Saints might have something to say about that, but I don't think this Jets offense, from a passing standpoint, everything they've done schematically, the strength of their offensive line, they're going to run the piss out of the ball, I believe. And Justin Fields is just not a very accurate quarterback.
Well, with staying in the Jets field, thoughts on Justin Fields for this season? So I guess a little bit more pointed as a contender. Are you still in the camp of willing to trade away a future first for having a Justin Fields year or two?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I'm not trading. Here's the thing. Fields' actual value for your fantasy roster far exceeds what his probably true dynasty value, like what you'll be able to get. Like, he's just worth more scoring points on your team. I don't think, Jeremy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think the appetite and the enthusiasm and the hype around Fields warrants anybody like paying a first for him anymore. Like, people aren't going to do that. So he's going to score more than what probably a first would net you, but I'm good. I'm good on that. 1-year deal in New York. It's Wilson and name 2 other receivers they have. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I was about to fall for the trap for naming the receivers, but I don't think anybody wants to hear about Josh Reynolds and was it Arian Smith? Who else we got? Mason Taylor. That's wide receiver 2. Mason Taylor. Actually Breece Hall. There we go.
Breece Hall, yeah, he's coming back. Yeah, I mean, I think it's his value is like a roller coaster, where it's like situation he's scoring well and he's young, and then it goes down. It's like, oh crap, he got cut, and now he's on a new team, but each rise is going to be less and less. So if you can get off for any first, you're doing that. If you get him for pretty cheap or whatever, then sure. I have him in some leagues, and it's usually just like I'm going to be uncomfortable and just roll with it. But if anyone offers me a first, I'm taking that. I'm not even thinking about it. It could literally be a super team locked into the 12th or 14th pick. I don't care. Like, just send it away. I can live to see another day.
Yeah, that's an interesting kind of thought. I'm sure we saw a lot of Fields in some range for a first once we saw the Jets, and people saw 2 year, was it 2 year, 50 million or something, and in their mind was, I might have 2-3 years with this rushing quarterback. But yeah, I think the vibes right now for sure are a lot lower than they were when that deal happened.
This dude's been on 3 teams in 3 years.
It's the Jets, man. The Jets are the organization, right? That's where all the
quarterbacks go. They're gonna turn it around in New York.
The Jets fix every quarterback.
That's Darnold, Rodgers. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, after he leaves the Jets, then I'll buy him, because then that'll guarantee he's gonna be good for a couple of seasons after he's out of New York.
There we go. That's the Saints quarterback next year.
He goes to Minnesota.
Oh, stop.
All right, we got a redraft. You know what? I'm down for the redraft teams. I'm excited for, we got Thursday coming up here. Patty Mills here drafted this team tonight. 10-team PPR. Hurts, Genty, Henry, London, Smitty, Tet, Igbuka, Tyler Warren, Harvey. Cleaned up, Patty. What is this? Is this Becca's work league?
I don't think so, but yeah, I mean that's a solid team to walk away with. It's crazy you're able to get like a London, Henry, and Genty in a, but I guess it's probably 10 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good team. A lot of you're really banking on Tyler Warren delivering at that tight end spot. So yeah, it's a good team. It's a good team.
We got some context on the Najee question. Traded a third and 26 for him, so it was topical. All right, appreciate it.
Third? Yeah, 26 third.
Love that.
For the Cyclops. Let's go.
I love the echolocation. That was probably my favorite tweet of the offseason. It was what was it? Fat.
Well, the echolocation was good.
It was Fat Keenan last offseason. I love the Cyclops Najee.
Honorable mention for Fat Deebo. That was a good one.
Man, people just don't get Deebo like I get Deebo. That's just who he is, man. It's just running back build Deebo is what it is. All right, Ray, I know you had a long day, a bunch of shows. I'm giving you full permission to hang if you'd like to. We usually push these like up 2 hours. So if you want to hang out and we'll do some final 10 minutes, you're welcome to stay, but don't let us keep you if tired from the shows and the baseball practice.
Dude, what's 10 more minutes, man? I'm finishing the damn show with y'all.
There we go.
I came here to be here on the show. I'm finishing the show with y'all. Come on.
Heck yeah. All right. So the offer that was sent, 26 first and a third, along with a 28 third for Puka. So a first and 2/3.
He said a second. It said he said a second.
Gotcha.
So a first, a second, and a third.
Perfect. Yeah. Good luck is what I will say.
You wouldn't do that, huh? Like you wouldn't sell your Igbuka for that?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm on the good luck on the other side. I'm not selling my Igbuka for anything less than a first and an interesting player. Like I'm not doing it for seconds, thirds. Yeah, I need a player I can bank on that for the format that makes sense. Whether it's running back that I'm feeling good for the next season or two, worse range wide receiver, and you're getting a first on top. But yeah, I'm not moving Igbuka.
Can I just throw one out there? PPR, pretty standard stuff. Would you do it for first and Caleb Johnson?
I think I need a
first.
I need a better vibes player. I need a slightly better vibes player. Yeah. If you give me Harvey, I do it.
Okay, so you do it 27 first and Harvey.
Yeah.
Okay. Tight end premium. Colston Loveland in the first.
What are we talking? 0.5, 0.75?
Yeah, just a half. 1.5.
Loveland. Yeah.
Loveland in the first.
I think so. I'm a Michigan guy, Ray. I like Loveland. I'd probably do it for Warren too.
I don't think you would do it. Your reaction to that, you know what you would do?
It hits my inbox.
Like, you know what you would say?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good deal. This is a fair deal, but I just can't do it for Loveland
it's
in
so
the first.
true.
If it's a 2.0, that's what you. Yeah, that's
yeah.
fine.
I'm pulling up my sleeper DMs right now because I know I just sent somebody that same kind of Open to offers for him, but definitely would need a better receiver. Is what my last response to an Puka. I didn't even counter. I said you come correct. You come back with something that'll get me going. Oh, that's funny.
All right, it does go to show you the power of just like any first round pick. That if you just you just hit on the one that gets all the buzz, then all of a sudden it becomes worth a pick that was in the same range as that player and a next year pick, like first.
Yeah, and it works both ways with the Loveland and Warren and Caleb Johnson and RJ Harvey. You know, these are all rookies that we're gonna see drastic changes in value based off of, you know, the first couple weeks of the season. That just happens every year in Dynasty. But to me, I think Puka has. I mean, is there a rookie that has a better run out than Puka in terms of rookie draft value versus what we're expecting week 1 draft value? I don't even think McMillan with you know, all the moves they've had. I think Puka feels even stronger than that run out.
He's right there. But what's interesting to me is like his redraft price hasn't really been reflected of
100%
potential opportunity. It's the strangest thing. I think there's a couple of those players whose ADP just never caught up with their projected offensive opportunity. Like it just, and for him, again, and that's why it's so interesting to have the conversation from a dynasty perspective, because seasonal leagues, these are like you're talking about the most data points. It's big money on the line, and it
fifth round in underdog right now.
Yeah, I mean, you would think
it gets
that
gross in that tier too. Like you're like, why would I pick like, you know, like a Waddle or someone over Egbuka that does have that upside?
I don't know. It's like, am I missing something? Baker, and everyone's pumping this Baker Mayfield just guaranteed regression. Like he's just gonna stink it up this year. I don't know. I'm not overthinking it. I mean, it's Evans, it's Egbuka, even Jaylen McMillan, the other guy that was supposed to take some targets. Like he's out. Like his freaking neck is broken, man.
Even Otten's hurt right now. I mean, probably gonna play in the first couple weeks, but I mean, that's just
yeah.
Baker loves Egbuka.
17 games too. I mean, those old guys are going to get banged up.
The Egbuka 2 receptions for 23 yards is gonna break me, guys. Just know that. All right, we did hit this one.
Can I just say this really quick? Can I just say this about Egbuka? Give it a look. Just remember, folks, it took Justin Jefferson a few weeks. Hell, people were panicking about Jamar Chase the first 2 weeks where he wasn't getting high. Oh, man, Chase is that. Like, even just level set the expectation. Even if he doesn't come out week 1 and go gangbusters, like, it's going to be okay. Like, just he's a first round pick. Like, it's going to be okay, right? Like, it's week 1. It's if there's any time to stink it up in fantasy football, it's like week 1, week 2. If you're going to stink it up, Dan.
Ray, he even has the JSN Rome excuse too. Like even if his first year is underwhelming, they'll be like, well, there's that narrative of these old guys going off into the sunset. Now there's all these new targets to go around.
100%.
Yeah, you remember the year 3 breakout for the wide receiver position when that was a thing? That's we're talking about game 3 breakout is what we need to see in the dynasty space.
Yeah. Nico Collins remembers.
Yeah. Oh man. We did touch on this one, but I know Kyle said that he might have missed it. But I'll go real quick. I have Josh Allen. This is a week 1 starter question. Do I double flex Shakir and Coleman, or do I start Jacoby Myers or Ollie Gordon in place? To me, I'm not touching the Ollie Gordon type running backs week 1 in my redraft leagues. I'll take the wide receivers I know are going to be running, 80-90% of routes. So I'm going Shakir and Coleman personally. Ray, have any different thoughts?
No, I agree with you.
All right, and then
I feel like this is like deja vu.
It was.
Didn't we start with this one?
Yeah, that was one of the earlier ones. But people got lives, Jeremy. People can't sit down and watch the Dynasty Daddy Trade Show for 2 hours straight. Pop in, pop out.
What?
Here's the thing. There's a very real chance that Ollie is playing early. Okay? And just a little stat here, a little trivia for y'all. You probably, the Indianapolis Colts have not won an opening game of an NFL season in 11 years. They have not won an opening day game since 2014, I believe. And
did any of those teams have Daniel Jones?
No, the quarterback in the game was Andrew Luck versus Terrell Pryor in the Oakland Raiders. That's the last time the Colts have won an opening game. They play against the Miami Dolphins in week 1. Like, if there's a week for a young rookie to just go off, this Colts defense was bad too last season. So it wouldn't shock me if Sunday night we're like, yo, Ollie had a couple of touchdowns and he looks really good. But I wouldn't want to start him week 1. But
are you buying the Mostert vibes? You know, I feel like the number probably did that for people. The Raheem Mostert touchdown season for Ollie.
He's not Mostert. He's not Mostert, but what I'm buying is he is definitely, and I've seen him in person. He has got the requisite size to handle like touches at the next level, and Achane is banged up.
Yeah, and obviously the Tyreek meme about give some of those short yardage carries to the other backs was a thing, but I mean that's when you hear that stuff, that's a data point you have to put in your back pocket. So I get it. All right, overall thoughts on the Houston backfield. Chubb, Marks, man, this Joe Mixon stuff. I have not been touching him in any of my best ball drafts. The non-committal for this year stuff, the NFI injury stuff raises some eyebrows for me. I'm a little spooked. But how do you guys feel about the Houston backfield? Jeremy, we'll start with you. I know you're in the Woody Marks fan club. Let's hear it.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be. It's everything else there is just like uninspiring. You know, like we've done the Pierce thing. That was all right. I expect he'll probably be kind of a weird guy they put in every once in a while. Chubb is like, I mean, all indication of Chubb is like it's not going to be something that you want to see. I feel like it's just like a locker room type of thing at this point, because I doubt they're going to really give him the ball 20 something times. So at this point, and like in the mix and stuff, like you touched on, is we have no idea what's going on, but it sounds way worse than just, oh, he'll be back in 4 weeks. You don't have to worry about it. So to me, I feel like it's kind of Woody's to win at this point. Like if he's losing to Chubb or losing to Pierce, then I'm like, whatever. Like I can cut him, because if you can't beat those guys, then you have no reason to be on my roster.
Totally agree. I mean, I am a Woody Marks enthusiast. I had pumped him up long before the NFL draft. I always thought that he would have a role. And when you look at Houston, Christian Kirk, and then you got 2 rookie receivers, I think he's gonna have a role in this offense. Quick game, probably gonna be used a lot with CJ Stroud this year. And Woody Marks, although preseason he did show proficiency at being a protector of his quarterback. So, like if I'm taking one, it's Woody Marks, and it's late, right? Like you got him 4th round of rookie drafts. I don't know where he ended up settling in, over the summer, but it's just an uninspiring backfield. Like it's uninspiring. But if I had one, it's Woody Marks. I'll take the pass catching back in Houston.
Yeah, the one thing I will say, I wasn't as big of a Woody guy as a prospect, but I think people would be surprised to look back and see how much Daria Gumawale we saw for the Texans last season, and that would not surprise me at all if that's what we see from Woody this year.
Yeah.
All right, I think we made it to the end. This is where I start the awkward outro, Ray. But I'm going to toss it over to you as the esteemed guest. Thank you again for hopping on the show. I guess nice to meet you. We didn't start off with that. I had to set up the screens and scenes, but a pleasure and a blast to have you on the show. Any closing thoughts, remarks? We're two sleeps away? Is that that's a dad in me.
Excited, man.
2 sleeps away from the NFL season here.
2 sleeps away. I'll just say appreciate you having me on, Will, and pleasure to meet you. You were a very good host, Jeremy. This dude's good. Very good host, very smooth, pleasure to talk to. I appreciate you giving me some time on your guys' platform. I said it at the beginning when I came on here, doing stuff at Yahoo on my YouTube channel. Jeremy help power some of my tools over on the site. So just appreciate y'all, and thanks for everybody that jumped in tonight to chop it up with us and talk some ball.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining, Ray. It means a lot to have you on the channel and help. We got other things going on, but this YouTube channel is much smaller, so I do appreciate you helping us out there.
It's all love, man. Appreciate the work that y'all do and to help people be better in Dynasty. So no doubt, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for hanging out. We say it every week. These trade shows would be way more boring without you guys bringing your trades, conversations, and topics. Appreciate you all. And yeah, 2 sleeps, man. Thursday Night Football. Ray, how we feeling? Do we have a chance?
Does who have a chance?
I wanted to give you just. Should I have just closed the outro?
Yeah, this is the second time you've done this on the show.
You could have said yes. You could say, yeah, we got a chance. We got Pickens. We got.
No.
All right.
No.
Super Bowl hangover? Nothing.
Listen, for fantasy, it should be great. I think Pickens is going to be awesome. Lamb, Jake Ferg. Listen, week 1, Javonte Williams, right? But you're talking about the Cowboy fan in me. Do I feel good that we're going to win this game? Hell no. I don't feel good. Start all your Eagles against this defense, all of them. Every last one of them. Fire them up. You might be able to throw Will Shipley. They might pull Saquon by the half. Get Will Shipley out there. Start them all. I don't feel good.
We got a quick message that was RayGQue asking about the 30-second arch breakdown, and you can give it if you want, Ray. But I was going to point people to a video I believe you posted. Was it today or yesterday? I just watched it today, so that's what I was thinking about your breakdown of the first initial games of the college football season. I know you touched on arch there, so if you want, we can send the people there. They should definitely check that out. That's how I stay up to date. College football stuff.
He's not. Yeah, just check that out. Arch has got a little ways to go. A lot of talent there, but he is not. He should not be in contention for no number 1 overall pick. The sad part about it, man. Like I just want. Can I quickly go on this 2-minute soapbox about that? The people who are responsible for getting us excited about these mocks and these drafts, the Paul Feinbaums, the Field Yates of the world. I'm listening to Feinbaum on a damn show yesterday say the only reason he pumped up Arch Manning is this generational talent and, is because he heard other media people talking about him. Like that was his response was, I just heard everybody was talking about him like that. So I figured that was going to be the case and I was wrong. And I'm thinking like, y'all are supposed to be the lead, like people in fantasy football listen to that. And they're like, oh, I want those Arch shit. Like, he was never, you talk to anybody that watched one piece of film from last year, they would have said, no way. You can't project this dude like to be the number 1 overall pick. People getting excited for him for rookie drafts. All I'm going to just say is just be mindful of the content you consume. Like when I heard that, it literally was just like, just discuss, like, really, dude? Like you just, everybody else was saying it. So I just monkey see, monkey do. It's a damn shame, dude. Damn shame.
Yeah,
don't ask me. Don't ask me nothing else about the Cowboy. If you ask me
anything
else about this game, I'm getting out of here. I'm just letting you know.
I was starting to pull up my underdog shares. I got a lot of Pickens this year. I thought maybe I could get some good graces back there. But no, I think piss Ray off right before you cut is crazy. That's a good call, Curtis. Hey, I'm pretty new, right? New to the hosting game. Just started this off season, working through it. Hey, could have been a lot worse, is what I'll say. All right, we're going to close on this one just because I clicked it. Week 1. What's up, Foxborough Freeze? Week 1. Should I start May or Kyler? Also at flex, do I put Henderson, Deebo, or Diggs? I'm a Kyler guy.
The Cardinals play the Saints, man. I'm firing up Kyler.
Oh, yeah.
I'm firing up Kyler.
Are you playing that RB3 on the Patriots depth chart? Henderson or Deebo or Diggs?
Oh, yeah. Fire up that fire. What you got, Jeremy?
Over Deebo and Diggs. Yeah, I mean, over Deebo and Diggs. Like, I just want to have the exciting new Ferrari, not the chubby Deebo or the boat party Diggs.
Yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. That's a beautiful way to end. Appreciate you all. Much love. And we will see you next Tuesday, guys. The trade show is not disappearing when the season starts. We'll be live. We'll be ready. And if you're not already, go sub to the RayGQue channel, Destination Devy. Just type them all in to the YouTube and sub if you're not already. Appreciate you all. Happy football week. We'll see you next week. Have a good one.